Hey folks, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video. Long time no upload. But I'm almost done. I'm almost caught up. In my schoolwork, but whatever. And so Victor dropped. Well, I mean, Victor dropped more than a year ago, but the event Victor with the ghost horse, right? And it's free, and folks are wondering, oh, how do you 20 out of 20 this thing? How do you EX it? Well, here's the answer. You get it after like how many days is this? 10 days? Yeah, 10 days. It's literally on the screen there. Yeah, 10 days. Every single day you log in, you get 2 of these power-ups. So make sure to please log in every single day, or else if you miss some, I mean, that's 2 5-star power-ups, right? Which would slightly suck if you miss out on them, because you'd have to use your own, which you'd probably rather use that somewhere else. But yeah, that's basically how you get the power-ups. So thank goodness. We also got the 10 days. Every single day you get like a bunch of free pulls, whatever, right? And wow, 1,000 gems. That's just the first day, right? It can't be every single day. And extra stamina as well, which does come in handy today, because I forgot to save up for stamina for this Victor event. So thanks for the extra stamina. Let me go pick up some of the stamina. All right, the final power. I'll get to those. Anyways, let me get some stamina so we could get Victor. So this is again completely free unit. All right, everyone go grind out. He's pretty interesting because he's like the new role, right? He's like the new field role, and basically what it does is he gives you free Ghost Zone. Literally free, because the entire unit's free. Like, he just sets Ghost Zone. Anyways, go get him. He's free. So let's go ahead and see what's up. A mysterious horse Pokemon. So you should be getting vouchers, right, for these. It's pretty much a standard event, right? If you guys done these, free event, 51 more days. I mean, that's just the exchange, because the exchange usually is up for a bit longer. Well, this goes all the way up to the end of September. Wow. Okay. I guess there's ample time for this. But anyways, let's check it out. There's a bit of a story here. I mean, usually these aren't like super long or whatever, just like a few lines. All right, let's see what's up. Post found Victor with a dark, mysterious Pokemon in a snowy landscape. Oh, I wonder why it's a snowy landscape. Would that have any connection to the DLC it appeared in? And it's the line. It's the who's that Pokemon? Oh. Post, well, actually, I was just showing Sonia my it's my new partner Pokemon, Spectrier, whatever. It came to Pasio from somewhere else and was running amok. I managed to calm it down somehow. We were able to figure out its name, but there's something I'm curious about. So okay, it was in Pasio. You know how Leon's Pokemon Calyrex rides a white horse Pokemon? I was wondering if this Pokemon is connected somehow, and then I remembered. Aren't you a professor? Low battery. Aren't you a professor? Back when I was researching other Pokemon in the Crown Tundra, I heard a song from an elderly woman living in a village. Alright, she's professoring. It's called Song of the King's Steed. It goes like this. Oh, I thought they actually recorded the voice actor singing. Ice root carrots, cold as ice, munched all up by the bully in white. Shade root carrots, dark as doom, crunched by the bully with a ghostly gloom.
Hey.
Get it? So the bully in white is the Pokemon that Leon's Calyrex rides on, and the bully with a ghostly gloom must be talking about Spectrier. Spectrier. Anyways, congratulations, Victor. You got it.
Yeah.
Very, very true and correct. Exactly. Do you love shade root carrots then? Oh, I thought he was asking Sonia. I was like, it seems like it'll be difficult to find vegetables from the Crown Tundra on Pasio. I'll definitely find you some shade root carrots one of these days. Oh, no. He's not getting any shade root carrots here, unfortunately. He's angry because you're lying to him. No, I think it just wants to cut loose right now rather than eat carrots.
Okay.
So let's battle right now, Sonia. Huh? Battle with me? Well, sure, I guess.
All right.
Okay, bring it on. All right, the ghost horse legendary Pokemon versus a Yamper. It's the coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb, folks. All right. With Spectrier being the coughing baby, obviously. There we go.
Nice
Free
to see
unit.
you again. Just finished cooking something tasty. Would you like to have some with me?
All right. No, I would not. Okay. So let me go grind these. I'm assuming these are just regular grind stages, and then we'll check the unit out. All right, dumped all the stamina I had into this, and let's see how many copies we get right now. So the first one is 600. I'm assuming this
Brilliant.
increases, right? No, it's just 600 again, but like it's 600, which is a lot. And you could also get the level cap items here as well, which is obviously new. It should be also open in the training area as well. I guess they just didn't want folks to pre-farm it, you know, until the actual field unit is like officially in the game first, right? I mean, I should have don't have the stamina. I'll just have to. I'll just have to go to sleep, wake up after the stamina refills, and then we'll do it. Alright, finally got this thing powered up and stuff. So yeah, this week there's no like ghost type master mode, so we'll just try it out against Uxie. Obviously you have to run a few extra units, you know, for Uxie. It's slightly annoying, but anyways, we're not gonna do the whole thing. We're just gonna get like the first sort of. Let's do like 1 sync in, 2 syncs in, because here's the thing with this unit. Like the new gimmick is it's a new role, field role, right? Except it's not EXA. You have to wait like 10 days because every day you log in, you get 2 power-ups. 10 days for the max amount of power-ups to EX this thing, right? So we're on like day 2. There's still like 8 more days. But yeah, after you do EX it, you know, on top of having Ghost Zone on debut, you also get Ghost Zone again to set on your sync, which also has extension, which is nice. But regardless, it's still like a free Ghost Zone unit. So let's just try it out as is first, right? And let's run a bit of a, I guess, DPS sort of grid with the haunted, whatever the heck it's called, haunted power 2, right? Some Maxu power ups, some Shadow Ball power ups, whatever, Shadow Ball on a roll. And yeah, let's have New Year's Dawn here and Alistair. So this is a bit of a weird unit in the sense that like it's kind of all over the place. Its kit, like it's trying to do damage, it's trying to support, it's trying to, you know, this and that, and ultimately unfortunately it doesn't do a great job of either of those things. But it's free. Whoops, didn't mean to do the Revelation dance again. But yeah, like what we're doing right now, like since we don't have him EX'd, right? As you can see, like we're not even fully you know, set up, and the Ghost Zone's about to go away. Cause Ghost Zone on debut is not very good. It's just not very good. The only like unit that it helps like a decent amount, I guess, or Choreo would have been nice here if we didn't, you know, spend an extra turn over there. Accidentally pressing turn move again. But I guess like Annie Lily would be fine here, just cause like Annie Lily, right? You press like 1 button and it's completely set up. But like the thing is, this thing itself, it has nothing, right? Like it has what, +2 special attack, and I should have done that. I've done perfect dance out. It doesn't matter. Like by itself, it's +2 special attack and +1 crit every use, which is again just not very efficient, unfortunately. Alright, so like best you could do is like get 1 decently powered Shadow Ball in before the Ghost Zone goes away, and then you just have to sync again, right, for the Ghost Zone. And the thing about the Ghost Zone on these, right? Or just the, I guess, zones in general, right? It's only like after like the first sync, or yeah, the first time. So like if you want, it's not like, oh, you could infinitely set zones or whatever, right? No, you can't do that, unfortunately. So it's in a bit of an awkward spot. It's still good, just because it's free and it sets those zones, and it's gonna be great for those like quicker battles, right? Master mode, it should be totally fine. It's overkill even, probably, for master mode. Legendary Gauntlet, not so much, right? Legendary Gauntlet, it's still gonna be a body, right? Because, you know, that's what you need in Gauntlet for the most part, right? Just extra units. And especially, you know, someone that could set zone, all that, it's good, it's good. But it's just gonna be more useful in master mode is the main point, right? Just because master mode's shorter, it's faster, you get through all that stuff. But again, it's a unit that it's a free unit that gives you Ghost Zone. Free unit gives you Ghost Zone. Again, we just don't have a Ghost Week master mode this week, unfortunately. So, anyways, now let's try it out in like a support-ish setting, running it with like Lunala over here, and let me just get some damage over here. And see how this one works out, right? So you do have like the damage debut, like, or physical damage reduction shield on debut thing. Doesn't last very long, but you know, it's something, right? And then, yeah. you got what's it called haze, right? Didn't mean to shadow ball there. I guess, I mean, it works. Shadow ball debuff the opponent's special defense. The slightly annoying thing is like you have the max phantasm, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. But it lowers physical defense for the opponents. Which, I mean, if you're helping out your teammates that are physical, fine. But like Victor himself is special. So that's also a slightly awkward part, right? So, yeah. Anyways, the physical damage reduction on entry's gone. I guess you could also pick up the friendly shield. I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially, you know, considering we're running Alistair, which is, probably should have maxed out the crit first, but Alistair, which is yeah, yes, physical defense buff himself. He's really good physical tank. But yeah, like there's some, you know, support stuff here and there, but that's kind of like my problem with it. It's like it doesn't.
I've got this.
It's trying to do a bit of everything, and it doesn't do anything well, at all. Honestly, like, can you really think like of a single thing that it's amazing at? Not really, right? Not really. Is it a great damage healer? No. Is it a great support? No. Can it tank? Not really that well, right? Is it like the good gauge unit? It does have good base speed, that's for sure, right? But other than that, I don't have too much in terms of gauge. That's why I gave it like fast track. Honestly, because it's a 3-gauge unit, man. 3-gauge units. They're expensive. They're expensive to maintain. So, yeah. Even at its core, is it a great Ghost Zone setter? Look, there's not too much competition. There's like the only like other like main Ghost Zone setter is like Renegade Cynthia, and that's kind of a low bar. I mean, Renegade Cynthia's not even that, like, you know, she's solid, right? But like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, Renegade Cynthia is not that great of a zone setter in comparison to some other ones. But like, even if you compare it to Renegade Cynthia, right? At least Renegade Cynthia clearly does like a few things very well, right? One of them being the sync nuke part. She's really, you know, big sync nuke. And also, even when it comes to like zone setting, yeah, he has extension on Ghost Zone, which is good, but he has a upper limit, right? Like the most Ghost Zones you could really set is 2.5. On the other hand, Renegade Cynthia, you get NPR, right? You get 1 NPR on Ghost Wish. You don't even need too many, right? 1 NPR on Ghost Wish, then you got 3 Ghost Zones, right? You get another one, that's 4, right? And that's a lot. Although Renegade Cynthia does have some similar issues, right? Renegade Cynthia, for one, is also another unit that tries to do a lot of different things, and you know, neither of them she's like elite at, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. He's not, again, I'm not trying to say like he's a bad unit. Like, he's a free Ghost Zone setter, right? That's in of itself already pretty good because he's free. Costs you nothing to get, so go get him, right? Free Ghost Zone setter, and you know, he has a max move, right? Again, the minus defense thing doesn't really help himself per se, but like some of the top tier ghost type damage dealers, right? You know, like Singsu Karina, that's physical, so that would be helpful. Also, speaking of, you know, Singsu Karina, right? Karina does also need the opponent's stat not to be raised for, you know, many of her multipliers. She could do it herself, but you know, there's some like MP limit on there, and sometimes, you know, you need it like right, for example, right before you sync. You don't, because you can't queue up one, like you can't queue up your what's it called again, Spectral you can't, boom, Spectral Thief and then go into sync immediately, right? Spectral Thief, you could do that, and then the opponent goes like one more time and then you sync, right? So between that, the opponent could buff their stats, so it's probably better to have someone else haze the stat buffs away and then have, you know, Singsu Karina queue that sync. So he's definitely really nice with Singsu Karina, I feel, right? And yeah, it just depends, right? And also Singsu Karina could help him max out the crit, right, with Dart Hit All Plus. I think they're a really good combo. But outside of that, I guess he's decent with Renegade Cynthia. Which is slightly ironic because they're both like Ghost Zone setters. She should be decent with Annie Lily as well, I suppose, right? But again, those are also just units that are solid on their own. New Year's Dawn, he's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's maybe not the best with New Year's Dawn. Like, he's alright. And you know, that's kind of like a big thing, because like New Year's Dawn is, that's like the big, you know, ghost type damage dealer, right? Of all these ghost type damage dealers, right? It's just that I feel like the haze is a bit of a waste to run with New Year's Dawn, just because New Year's Dawn has so many crazy debuffs, and also, you know, special physical debuff, all that stuff. And the buffing, he probably needs to save that for himself. And in that case, if you're running it with New Year's Dawn, you probably would have to just straight up run like another support to max out all those stats anyways. So like his supporting part doesn't really come into play too much. So all right, before we go, let's get a quick run in with Singsu Karina over here. And yeah, the main idea is just, you know, although it doesn't apply to like this stage that much, just because it's a scripted stage, right? So it doesn't matter that much. But you know, if Smash mode, a lot of times the opponent would just randomly give you a buff right before they sync, or right before you sync, and then just ruins your entire thing. So in that case, like dropping like a haze over here would be really nice, like right before they sync. Although, you know, in this case it would be after you use Spectral Thief, and then opponent has something, and then you haze it away, right? But again, in this case, there's no buffs the opponent has anyway, so it's not that big a deal. And yeah, that's the Ghost Zone, by the way, is gone by the time you sync, because the one on entry, and that's why a lot of, like, there are some cases where terrain on entry is good. For example, you know, units that get in their setup phase, right? They get like crucial stat buffs that they need when a certain weather is up, right? So in those cases, that's obviously very good. But most of the time, it's not that useful. Not that useful. You don't get too many hits in, right? And by the time you're gonna sync, it's gone, right? So again, the EX part, like, post sync, you get another one plus extension. That is good. That's definitely good, right? With extra extension. But the first one, not that great, right? Not that great. So, anyways, all in all, I'd say it's an alright unit, right? It's still free Ghost Zone setter. Would feel a lot better once you EX it, right? After like eight more logins, right? You EX this thing, it has that extra, factor. Then, in that case, it's gonna be much nicer. But otherwise, it's not that great of a damage dealer. It's not that great of a support. Can't really tank. And even after EX, it's still not like a crazy good field, right? Ghost Zone setter. So overall, it's a free unit that does a bunch of things. Neither of them particularly well, but it's free, and not everyone has Renegade Cynthia, or Fall Alistair, which in my opinion is the better pull between Renegade Cynthia and Fall Alistair, who has the what's called the ghost rebuff. Although to be fair, that we might just get like a better one in the future, maybe, I don't know. Although we just got one here, so might take a while before we get our next Ghost Zone unit. But anyways, yeah, that's for this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like and share the videos from our channel for some more Bomb as content. I'll see you guys in the next one then.